Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my TBR for the month of October. Mainly what I've got is some thrillers, some horrors and a couple of extras that I need to place in the month of October. Let's start with the extras. So one of the first books that I need to read and that I've already started just a little bit is Dog Fever by Karen Mary Moaning from the, what is it called again? I think it's just the Dog Fever series. Oh no, it's called a Michaela Lane novel. Okay, it says this. The reason I need to read this book is because of my paranormal romance series that I'm still filming. This is for part 2. It's the first book that I need to read in that second part. I think what happens is the main character's sister dies somewhere in Dublin, so she decides to go in Dublin and see what happened because the police says that they don't have any leads anymore and that they're going to stop investigating, and she refuses to obviously let the murder of her sister go unpunished. So she decides to go there, and I think she gets involved in some strange world of fae and demons, maybe, something like that. I'm not too sure what else happens, but all I know is that it's considered one of the best paranormal romance series, so I'm excited to read this one. The next book I'm going to be reading this month is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I am so excited to read this one. It is the second read for the Late Night Book Club, and I'm really excited to be reading it along with them. I think it's Joel's choice, or at the very least it's the one for his channel, which is Fictional Fates. I'll put the link down below. So all I know is that this is kind of the original Dog Academia book. I might be wrong, maybe some people are going to be like screaming in the comments, no, the original one is this. But anyway, I've heard so much about this book because of the Dog Academia aesthetic, and so many people love it, I think, because of that. I'm not sure how I'm going to be feeling about this book just yet. All I know is that it's got to do with students in university, and they get involved with a professor who teaches them to get rid of some moral boundaries. That's all I know from the summary on the back, and I know that it's got potentially someone dies in there, because I think at the very beginning I had a tiny glimpse of what happens, and I think the very first lines in the prologue are pretty much someone has died. So that's literally all I know about it. I'm a little bit apprehensive because it is a big book. It's over 600 pages, and I'm not sure it's a genre I'm gonna enjoy, but I do want to read it. I want to know what it is like because so many people have been talking about this book for so long. I think it was originally published in the 90s, so it is quite old now, and I have a feeling it's going to become one of those classics just because people still talk about it today and it's 2020, so yeah, why the fuck not? The next 3 books I'm going to be reading are for my little I read 3 of this genre series. This one is going to be for the horror genre because I just thought it was very appropriate for the month of October. So the first one on my list is Now Entering Adamsville. I have been talking about this book for so long now. I've been putting it on every single TBR every month and then still not reading it. So I really want to get to it. The main character Zora lives in Adamsville, which is a city that is considered to be full of ghosts, and I guess that's what attracts tourists, but she knows that they're real, and she is getting framed for a crime that she did not commit, and I think it's got something to do with the ghosts in the town. That's all I know about this book. I'm quite excited to get to it. Mostly I'm in love with that cover, and that's one of the main reasons I bought it originally. So I hope that the story will live up to it because I don't think it's got very good ratings on Goodreads, but sometimes I have been known to love books that a lot of people disliked, so you never know. The next book for this little 3 horror book series I'm going to be doing is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. So everyone's been talking about this book. I also own the other Grady Hendrix that would be a great fit for this, which is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, but I really wanted to read this one first. I think this one came out first. So many people have been talking about it. It's very 80s slasher movie type of vibe. It's got to do with 2 best friends who go skinny dipping. When they come back, one of them acts really weird and pretty much seems like she's being possessed by evil or by the devil or whatever. So it just sounds like the perfect read for a spooky moment for Halloween-ish vibes and for October, so I'm really excited to get to that one. And then the third book for that miniseries is going to be Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. So I've already read Gods of Jade and Shadow by her, and I really loved that. I love the writing style, I love the story, everything about that book. I think I gave it 5 stars. So I'm really hopeful for this one. I think it's going to be a great book. All I know is it's got to do with a haunted house, and I think it takes place in the 50s. It takes place in the 50s in Mexico, and it's got to do with a haunted house. That's literally all I know about this book. I feel like that's the one sentence I keep saying. That's literally all I know about this book. Yeah, I like to go into books not knowing much about them and just having read the summary and like, that's it, literally. I don't always love reading reviews because sometimes I feel like it makes me not want to read a book that I might have enjoyed otherwise. So that's the next book on that list, and I'm really excited to get to it. And then the last 3 on my list are all thrillers because, again, month of October, and again I'm doing this mini series of reading 3 books in the same genre. So I just thought I might as well do 3 horrors and 3 thrillers. This is a mouthful. Anyway, for the month of October, because it was a perfect fit. So the next one I'm going to be reading is The Night Swim by Megan Golden. So loads of people have been talking about this one as well. I think it was because it was one of the book of the month choice, and I don't get book of the month in the UK, so I just bought it myself. And I think Books and Lala literally just finished it in one of her vlogs and talked about it and said she rated it 4.5 stars, that she loved it. So I'm super excited to get to it. Basically, we follow this woman who is the host of a really famous and successful murder podcast, a little bit like My Favorite Murder, I imagine. And because she's so well known for it, she is asked by people in a small town to come and investigate this crime, and I think it has to do with rape. That's literally pretty much the summary of the book. I think there's 2 crimes that seem to be related to each other. I don't know yet what to expect, so I will let you guys know as I read it, because obviously I'm gonna vlog it. The next one I have for that list is One by One by Ruth Ware. So this is also a book club pick, which I thought I would combine as well for this I read 3 off little list. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. I completely forgot to say the reason I picked up Mexican Gothic is also because it's a book club pick, and it is for the Krusty book club that Chanel does, and I just thought I would combine it with my I read 3 off. And I'm doing the same thing with One by One because it's the pick for literally Dead book club, which is Books and Lala's book club, and it just fits the profile of I read 3 thrillers, so it just perfect for my TBR, not to be too extensive. This one I think is inspired slightly by And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, and I've literally just read that one last month, so I'm quite excited to see what it's going to be like. However, I have seen some bad reviews of it, so I don't know yet what to expect, whether it's going to be good or not. And then the last book on my TBR is going to be The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. So this is also for my I Read 3 Thrillers series, and this one, from what I understand, it's a bunch of 80 years old, not 18, 80 years old, who have a murder club called the Thursday Murder Club, where they talk about murder, and basically they're, you know, like murderinos and, you know, fans of the podcast My Favorite Murder. This is how I picture them. And one day a body turns up literally on their doorstep, and they get much more involved than they would like to in a murder. That's pretty much the summary of it. I haven't started it, I don't know yet what it's going to be like, but I am very excited to get to it. It literally came out, I think, last month or 2 months ago. I might be wrong, but I think it's a very recent book as well, and I'm quite happy to be reading more recent books this year. And that's it, that's everything that's on my TBR. I don't think I'm gonna have time to add any more this month, because I have picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've picked 8 books, and a couple of them are quite big. I do feel like it's still quite a big list though, so I'll just get cracking and then see you guys later. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and, you know, subscribe, whatever.